Yes, excellent. Do you guys like to paint? Oh, I love to paint. And I love to draw, and I love just making art in general. So besides reading books and singing songs, I love any opportunity where I can make some art. Now, if you combine all of those things, books and art and painting and reading and songs and all of that stuff, boy, you know I'm gonna love it. And I have a book that I absolutely adore. I love this book so much. I've read it so many times to hundreds and hundreds of kids over the years when I was a children's librarian. And that book is called I Ain't Gonna Paint No More. This book is super duper fun. It's all about painting, maybe on things you're not supposed to, because if you look at this picture, where's this little kid painting? Right on their head. Are you supposed to do that? Probably not. Even if you face paint, you're probably not supposed to do it like that. This book is by Karen Beaumont, and the illustrations are by David Catro. And I love the words, and I love the pictures, so together with all of this stuff, you know this is one of my all-time favorite books to read. Now, in this book, this little kid not only paints on their head, but they paint on the ceiling and the walls and the door and the rest of their body. And it is a super fun, sing-song, silly mess. And I think you should check this book out from the library because it is so much fun. Now, today what I thought we would do is maybe we would do another painting activity. In an earlier video, I taught you guys how to paint an apple using your hand, and so you did get some paint on you, and I feel bad because it's not as messy as this kid, but you might have got messy. So what I thought we would do today is I thought I would show you how to do messless finger painting. Okay, here's what we're gonna need. So unlike the little kid in Ain't Gonna Paint No More, we're gonna learn how to do some finger painting where we don't make a mess. I know it sounds hard to believe, but there's a simple way to do it, and it's really, really fun too. Things you're gonna need. You are going to need paint. Again, I like tempera or acrylic. Be careful, they might stain clothes. So take those necessary precautions, because even though this is messless, kids are involved. Yeah, that's right, I'm talking to you kids. You're involved, and it's weird how we can take every precaution, and sometimes little ones still can make messes. Yes, I'm talking to you kids. So, you need paint. Now, I recommend, by the way, if you're going to use paint, that you stick to primary colors. You could always do oranges and browns, like if you wanted to do something that looks like fall leaves or whatever. You can use whatever colors you want, but if you stick with the primary colors, then they can get them to mix those colors and they'll learn what the different colors, when mixed together, make. Also, a little bit of white also helps to kind of thin things out a little bit. So these are what I'm going to use. You're more than welcome to use whatever colors. Just be aware that if you get like too much, say green and reds, you're just going to end up with brown eventually, which you will this way too, most likely. But that's what we're starting with. We're doing the 3 primaries in white. After paint, you also need a gallon freezer bag. I'm saying freezer bag because freezer bags, typically, the ones that zip sealed, that's important, they're a little bit thicker on the sides. You could definitely just use a gallon storage bag or even a plastic sandwich size, but be aware these are a little bit thinner and it just takes one little fingernail going the wrong way and paint's everywhere. So gallon freezer bags seem to work the best. I also recommend getting some masking tape. Masking tape works really well. And then some white paper. Now the white paper isn't necessary, but it could help. So here's what we're gonna do. Now I mentioned you may not need the white paper. I'm going to use the white paper just so it shows up a little bit better on this black background. But if you're gonna do this project, say on a kitchen countertop that's already a light color, then you'll be able to see it just fine. I've also seen where people take thicker paper like cardstock or even some pre-stretched canvases and they put them inside the bag. But for this one, we're just going to put the paper right there. Then we're going to use a little bit of tape and we're going to tape these down at the 4 corners. Now this is simply just so our paper doesn't shift around too much. That's what we're going to do. Next, we are going to take our bag and we're going to put some paint inside of our bag. Now I'm going to try my best to spread the paint out just a little bit. So we're gonna put a few drops of each color in different parts of our bag. So we're gonna put some white way over here, and we'll put some white right there in the middle. And then let's take some red, and we'll put some red back here in the back, maybe right up here in the corner. There's no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing, just putting some color in there. If you really wanted to teach different color mixings, you could honestly try your best to make sure that different colors are in different spots of the bag. I'm doing extra blue because blue's my favorite color. Now, once you've got that done, important, seal your bag. Then, I recommend taking some more masking tape and taping your bag to your surface. This will also help keep the paint, hopefully, from coming out and forcing its way up by the closure. Once it is all taped down, then the fun begins. You can use your finger, you can use your hand, whatever you want, and then just slide your paint around. And you can mix the colors together, like our yellow and blue make green. This is a really fun activity to do. It's a nice sensory activity too, because honestly, you can't tell from watching this, but this feels really, really good. Another fun project or variation you can do on this is you could go through and get a black piece of construction paper or a piece of construction paper and cut out a shape in the middle of it, and then attach that when this is all done. And you could go through and make like fall leaf colors, and you can do it that way, or flowers that change colors. So you could use a stencil on top, but this is a really fun, mess-free way to get some finger painting in your life. Guys, I hope you had fun. I will see you later. In each video in this series, we're going to take a minute or so to teach you a pre-reading skill that you can use with your child to help them grow into becoming a lifelong reader. Now, don't worry, they're not overly complicated. They're simple things that you can do that will really help your child. Model. Oftentimes, kids model the behavior of the adults in their lives. So one simple yet powerful thing that you can do that I believe will help grow your child into a lifelong reader is to read. Now, I'm not talking just reading books to them. I'm talking about you read. Let your child see you read. If they're seeing that you're taking time out of your life to read something, whether it's for your own entertainment or education, that is going to make an impact on that child. And you can read whatever. Read a book, read a magazine, read a newspaper, read an ebook, read fiction, read nonfiction. It doesn't matter. As long as your child sees you reading a book, that is going to make an impact on their life. Now, I'm not saying it will garner an instant love of books and reading, seeing you read, but what I truly believe will happen is that child will grow to know the value that books and reading are for bringing education and entertainment into this world. So let your child see you read.